Aloha, aloha, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Live from the high atop the two Dum Yinzers towers here in Western Pennsylvania. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Lots of things to go over today. How you guys doing?
Pleased and happy to be here. Just happy to be here today.
Derpy, how you doing, man?
I am very bald today.
You are very bald. I see you changed your name on the screen. Mike is very bald. I like it. I like the creativity. A lot of things to go over today. I do want to say that I did go to the fireworks event right here in our area over the weekend. It was a good time. And this is firework week, guys. This is the week of the 4th of July. So be sure to get out and check out your local fireworks. I'm not necessarily a firework guy, but I guess whenever I get out there and I do it, it's all right.
Yeah. Well, once you're there, it's kind of
Yeah.
enjoyable. But
It's the whole build up.
Yeah, it's the whole build up. It's getting there. It's having to be around people.
Right.
I don't like being around people.
And one other thing I did realize when I was there watching these fireworks, it was a get together, so that you were able to drink alcohol. And one thing that I realized is I may be the kind of white guy that spills his alcohol on front of his pants and makes it look like I pissed myself. But if I ever
Oh,
become the white guy,
No.
but hold on, I may be that white guy. But something else I observed that night. If I'm ever the white guy that comes doing this when their favorite song comes on by the live band out onto the dance floor, I
oh
want you to
no.
drag me out back and just shoot me on the spot.
Yeah. That's a big no right there. That's a big no. Yeah. Yeah, we
As
don't
a,
claim those white people.
no, those aren't our
No,
white
no,
people.
no, no,
That's a
no,
different
no.
tribe.
Yeah, that's you know, that's not normal white.
And
You
if you
know,
can't, if you're listening to the show and you don't know what I'm talking about,
you are
it's
that
when,
guy.
well, I just want to explain it. It's where you put your two fingers up in the air at about I don't know, what is this, Mike, 2 feet distance, and
Yeah.
you kind of raise them up and down at the same, at two different times, and,
Hmm.
and you kind of mosey your way out
Yeah.
on the
And
dance
then
floor.
it's never up and down like you're
No,
measuring a fish. It's always to the
yeah,
sides.
it's always to the
Always to the
side,
sides.
and they have no problem doing this in front of people, which I found very disturbing. Again, I was and it wasn't even I spilled the beer. It was, you know what it was? It was when the can sweats, and I was kind of
Yeah.
holding it against I was sitting and I
Yeah.
had to sit, and that's what it was. I looked like I got a big piss stain. But again, that's okay as long as I'm not the white
Yeah.
person that does this on their way out to the
Yeah.
dance floor. Again, please, I beg of you, drag me out back and shoot me in the fucking head and end it if I do become that white guy. Please, I
Yeah.
give you my
Yeah.
permission.
Yeah. We will definitely have to do that for you if you become that white guy because we cannot have you be that white guy. I
I
don't want you,
wish
I don't want you to fall into that trap.
I'm going to be honest. I wish I had more space to show you some of the other things that I witnessed. I mean, this was something else with these people, man.
Oh, you
There
know
was a
what?
there was a live band, and it's always the older folks. And then I get it. You're old. You're probably not going to be around a long time, and you want to dance with your honey. But fuck.
So what you're saying is you had a good time.
I had a good time.
There you go.
The band was good. The free beer was good. The free food.
Yeah.
The time that we were there was a 4-hour period,
Yeah.
and it was free food,
Yeah.
free alcohol,
You got hooked up for this one, my friend.
free live music. So it was a good time.
Yeah, you got hooked up, man. So
Meanwhile, there was a lot of sports that went down. We had a lot to go over, guys.
there's
I mean a
ton.
lot. Not all bad, not all good. Just a bunch of good sports. Um, Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with football.
Oh,
I'm gonna start with this Pittsburgh football team. This Pittsburgh football team that is very physical here in Pittsburgh. They're known for their physicality,
yes.
and the Pittsburgh team I'm talking about is the ladies, guys.
Yes. Passion, baby.
Pittsburgh Passion. They hosted the Tampa Bay Inferno on Saturday. And the first time I checked the score, Mike, I believe you were at the studio briefly,
Yeah.
and I was talking to you about it, and I had told you that the Passion were down 7-0 in this game first quarter. I said, don't worry. They're just really good. They're a really good team.
It was like
be
early first quarter.
Early first quarter. Pittsburgh Passion now with the win on Saturday. They win 41-13. Now we're 7-0 overall. They advanced in the playoffs to play against the Boston Renegades, who did win their game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Boston wins 27-20 over the DC Divas, which I think is kind of encouraging for us because the fact that the DC Divas even hung in there with Boston. And in the fourth quarter, DC had the ball and they were driving pretty good. I don't know what happened, but it was 27-20 at that time, Boston. And then something happened between then and the end of the game. Boston does get the win. Now, this game is set up. It's here in Pittsburgh. It's going to be, I imagine, at Pine Richland, but it's going to be 2 weeks from this past Saturday. It's going to be 7/13. It's going to be July 13th for this next round of the playoffs, which is a big game. And they did play it on the Pittsburgh Sports Channel. They played that. They played the Riverhounds. They played the Altoona Curve this weekend. A lot of good stuff. But they do play the Boston Renegades at home on the 13th. Today's the 1st. And then after that, the winners from the West over the weekend were the St. Louis football team. They beat California 28-6. And the Minnesota Vixens, they beat Mile High 35-13. So Minnesota and St. Louis are going to go at it. We and the Boston Renegades are going to go at it. And the winner of those two games, 2 weeks later, on July 27th, it's got to be about prep time. I don't know, but it's 2 weeks now between every game. And then that game is at Tom Benson Stadium up in Canton, Ohio for the championship of the WFA, the highest level. There are other levels. If you would look up WFA, there are other levels that are lower. This is the National League that has these are the best teams. And whenever that happens on July 27, which is going to be right around the right around camp starting for the Steelers. Yep. So the end of this month, guys, here we are, July 1st. We're going to have all kind of Pittsburgh football before you know it. College will be here before you know it. Pros will be here before you know it. These ladies are just I watched this game. I watched the replay. And I was concerned at first because their quarterback Chavez, our quarterback here, she wasn't. I think she's hurt maybe or something. There's a reason why she wasn't playing. And they had this other chick. Her last name was Gurley, and she was anything but girly.
Is it Todd Gurley's daughter out there?
It was not, but the woman was very good. She didn't skip a beat in playing for Chavez. She managed to score a couple touchdowns, some pretty impressive play by her as well. So if something does go down with our quarterback, I think we're in good hands. The usuals. I mean, they basically rolled this team again. They scored the most out of every team in the playoffs this week, putting up 41 points. The next highest team would be the Minnesota Vixen, who had 35 points in their football game. So again, I'm still liking our chances. Now that we're going to look at other teams, I'm still liking our chances. Right now, the Pittsburgh Passion are 7-0. They're heading into the playoff or the second round of the playoffs to face off against the Boston Renegades. A lot of people are saying this should be Pittsburgh's year. This should be Pittsburgh's year. But you know what? That Boston team is always good. It's always going to be a good game. And if you're really into this, get up there. As I said, I believe it's at Pine Richland again. I'm not sure. We'll know a lot more in the next 2 weeks. Yeah. But get out there and check out this team because, boy, they're fun. They're fun, Mike. I mean, I'm watching this, and I'm saying to myself, this is so much better than the WNBA. These girls are so much more competitive.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy watching it. If you get a chance, check them out. I think they've been replaying them as well on the Pittsburgh Sports Channel. But again, 7-0.
Check them out.
41-13 win over Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay with that boy, they got some big girls. I mean, big girls.
Dude, it's just nice to see, Pittsburgh has a team in the playoffs doing well.
Absolutely.
It was nice to see, but yeah, man, hopefully this is their year. They need to get back on top. They ran the league for like the longest time.
Yeah.
And then like Boston came around. So hopefully they whoop that ass.
I think I'm going to stay in football, guys. I'm not going to jump around too much. Everything's pretty cut and dry today for the show. Again, the Pittsburgh Passion do win. They beat the Tampa Bay Inferno 41-13. They advance July 19th July 13th. I'm sorry, July 13th. They do play the Boston Renegades at home to try to punch their tickets for the championship game against either St. Louis or Minnesota. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. Let's stick with football today. The Rams apparently are a little bit interested. They have a little bit of interest in our Cam Hayward, Mike, to fill. They are interested in possibly trying to fill the AD void, which I think is hardly going to happen if they would sign Cam Hayward. But the Rams are expressing a little interest in this, Mike. Under what circumstances would you be okay with Cam leaving the team and going somewhere else?
I'd be okay with it. I know we'd have to absorb some of that cap hit. There'd be a cap penalty there, but depending on like what kind of draft picks we can get back and what kind of player return or some combination thereof, I would be okay with it. I'd be like sayonara, see ya. We'd have to get someone from their D line. God, I don't know anyone really on their D line off the top of my head how well they played last year, but if we can find someone that would fit in on our D line, make a player swap and a pick swap, I would be down for it.
You want to hear something really interesting that I came across over the weekend? Give me just a moment to pull it up. I will, but I think you're gonna literally shit yourself. So you might want to go sit on the toilet for this, guys. This is what somebody drew up here. This is actually from the Steelers fan club site on Facebook, and on the Steelers fan club site, they had created the all-time Steelers starters list.
Yeah,
you want to go through this real quick?
Yeah, I want to go through this.
Derpy, you want to go through this?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. So this is according to the Steelers fan club Facebook page. Of course, on Facebook, this is the all-time Steelers starters according to this particular page. It's going to go through from quarterback to safety, straight down through all the offense, through all the defense. Here we go. Right off the top, I disagree. They have the number one quarterback in this team being Terry Bradshaw. I think Terry Bradshaw was a quarterback on that 70s team. That 70s team wins 6 Super Bowls. If Big Ben was the quarterback on the 70s team, that team wins 7 Super Bowls. I say Big Ben's the best quarterback that ever played in this franchise.
Yes.
I disagree with what the Steelers fan club says, but that's all right. That's a lot. We could do that.
But you know what Terry Bradshaw, though, did like in Super Bowls was 4-0 and stepped it up big time in those playoffs. So I can see it.
He could be the backup.
Yeah, I think Ben's the overall better quarterback.
Absolutely. Look at the
that's no disrespect to Terry.
None at all. They got 2 halfbacks listed on this starting team. Franco Harris and Jerome Bettis. Franco Harris, Jerome Bettis. Does either one of you guys have any disagreements with this?
No.
No. Like if Bell would have won a Super Bowl, there would have been an argument for Love Bell over Bettis. Well,
Bettis again, guys, he still was like the fifth best running back ever.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Wide receivers, guys, this is a little controversial to me.
Yeah.
Because how can you make this and not have either of the 2 guys that won 4 Super Bowls?
Yeah.
But the names are for the 2 wide receivers on this all-time Steelers starters list are Hines Ward and Antonio Brown. Which I don't know how you could take. I don't know how you could take these guys out either. I mean,
give me Stallworth and give me AB.
Stallworth and AB. And who do you like, Derby? Mike likes John Stallworth and Antonio Brown. Of course, Lynn Swann, John Stallworth, Antonio Brown, and Hines Ward are the 4 receivers in question here. Who do you like, Derby? Who would be your 2?
Ward and Stallworth.
Ward and Stallworth. All right. I think you can't go wrong with any combination of those 4 guys.
No.
The all-time Steelers tight end starter is Heath Miller. Any argument?
No.
Nope.
All right, so here comes your offensive line. Your center, Mike Webster. Mike Webster, your all-time starting center for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Webster.
I would go with he's great pick. Pro Bowler, Hall of Famer, 4-time Super Bowl champion, but I'm partial to DeMarty Dawson.
All right.
I think you can't go wrong with Webby, but I am partial to Dawson. Maybe I grew up with Dirt Dawson.
I go with Webster on this, Derpy. Who do you like for your center?
Webster.
All right. So your guards are on this particular team by Steelers Fan Club on Facebook. Your guards are Alan Faneca and David DeCastro.
Yeah, no arguments here.
Okay. Derpy?
No argument.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't a big DeCastro fan. I thought he was a bit overrated, but damn good player. I thought people held him in too much of a high regard. But
All right. So your all-time starting tackles, John Kolb, Kolb, and Tunch Oken.
I got no problem.
Okay. Derpy?
No problem right there at all.
No
All right.
problem.
All right. So now we're going to hop over to defense. These are the all-time Steelers starters, according to Steelers Fan Club on Facebook. On defense, left end / inside defensive line, Mean Joe Green.
Yeah.
Okay.
How can you say no?
Exactly.
Opposite of Mean Joe Green. Now this is where it gets a little sketchy for me. At the right side, inside defensive line, marked on this list is Cam Hayward.
No.
For what he's done collectively, the 80-some sacks, you guys don't think he's that guy?
No. Give me. I'll take.
Prime?
No, I'll take Arrowhead Holmes. I'll take. If you're going to go D tackle, I'll take Casey Hampton. I'll take Big Snacks.
He's coming up next. He's the guy in the middle. Nose tackle, of course, Casey Hampton. Let's move to the next layer out.
Wait a sec. So if they're going to 3-4, give me Dwight White or LC Greenwood over Cam Hayward at the opposite end.
It's a 3-4, of course.
Okay. I didn't know they were doing 3-4 or 4-3.
Joe Green, Cam Hayward, and Casey Hampton are your three.
Give me Joe Green, Big Snacks, and LC or Dwight White.
Okay. Linebackers. Your outside guys are more modern. Your inside guys are back in the day. Goes a little like this. The left outside linebacker, TJ Watt. Right outside linebacker, James Harrison.
Yeah, if we're running a 3-4, I have no problem with those.
I don't see why we would never run a 3-4. We've always been 3-4, right?
Yeah, they were 4-3 in the 70s.
Briefly. Oh, yeah, you're right.
So because if we're running 4-3, Jack Ham's my other outside linebacker.
So then your insides are Jack Lambert and Jack Ham. So your four linebackers by this particular site are TJ Watt, James Harrison, Jack Lambert, and Jack Ham.
If we're running a 3-4, give me Lambert and Potsy, James Farrier. Those would be my two guys if I'm running a 3-4.
What about you, Derby? Any change? Because I know you and Mike vary in opinion on this. I just different guys over time and the way you see the Steelers. Is there anything that you would change out of the Watt, Harrison, Lambert, Ham linebacker core?
Nope.
All right. Cornerbacks, guys. We got 4 positions left. Cornerbacks are Mel Blount and Rod Woodson.
Yeah, no brainer. Like you literally have the guy who changed the rules in Mel Blount.
I would not change any of it.
Okay. And down to the last 2 positions on the all-time Steelers starter list on the Steelers Fan Club Facebook page. The safeties, Donnie Shell and Troy Polamalu.
2 Hall of Famers. Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Derpy?
2 Hall of Famers, wouldn't change it.
The thing is, I'm going through this list and just a change here and just a change there, but it would be subjective because it's who you thought was a better player and who you rather would see compete. Just a few positions. I mean, your Cam Hayward, your wide receiver spot, and a couple here and there that you guys differed on. But I think for the most part, this list is it's a lot accurate. It's a lot accurate. It's plenty accurate. Again. It's hard because there's no right answer, of course.
Yeah, because like I said, if you're running a 3-4 defense, I'm not putting Jack Ham as my middle linebacker. But if I'm running a 4-3, he's my outside backer. Outside the, James Harrison's off the starting rotation.
What a lucky.
Good. And then, it's just all how you run that defense and all how you run that offense too. For a more modern offense, you're going to have 3 wide receivers, so you can have Swan, Stallworth, AB, Swan, Stallworth, Hines, Ward. So
What a lucky organization we've been, because
Yeah.
geez, oh man, I mean, there's teams out there that don't even have one or two of these kind of players in their all-time roster.
We didn't even do fullback where you could have Rocky Bly or Dan Kreider.
Yeah,
like
or the
depending
bus
on
driver. Lester.
Yeah, Tim Lester. So
yeah, we are a lucky franchise. No two ways about it, guys. Moving on for the Steelers, NFL analysts are saying that the Pittsburgh Steelers has the best defense in the AFC North. A defense that's pretty well known for its division, well known for its defenses. In my opinion, whether it is or whether it isn't, we better be up there pretty close, because we're spending some serious money on our defense.
I think, for points allowed, we were the best. A lot of people go by yardage, and that would make the Browns have the best defense. It's all, for me, how you want to rank them. So
yeah, we will see. I'd like to see that defense play out of their minds this year. That's one thing that we haven't seen quite some time. We've had some good defense. We had some good players, but I just really ready to see this defense play out of its mind and just dominate. We're playing the guys that are out there. As I said, I could shed Cam Hayward, but for what we have, this defense better be damn good.
Oh yeah, like your highest paid players are Watt, Hayward, Minka, and Highsmith, all four on defense, and in an offensive era, that defense, they gave up like an average under 20 points a game. They got to get that lower. You got to get average around 15 to 17 points a game if you're making that much money. That's just the way it is.
Over the weekend, Brandon Ayuk, seen on Instagram with his Pittsburgh Pirates hat on. I thought this was interesting. He comes out and says if he's not going to be a 49er, he's either going to be a Commander or a Steeler. I'm hoping for the best, but I don't know. I at this point, you got to be expecting the worst, because what's the holdup, Mike? Is he going to go anywhere? Is he going to come here? Is it going to happen anytime in the next 6 years? What's going on with Brandon Ayuk?
I think he's going to stay in San Francisco. To me, this is all just a negotiation tactic between him and San Fran to bang out a new contract. That's what it feels like, and I don't think he's going to move anywhere. I think he is going to be a 49er when it's all said and done.
He sends a text message to Mike Tomlin saying that, look, we look like twins. He then puts a photo of himself, a video of himself riding around with a Pittsburgh Pirate hat. And then he comes out and says, what, the Steelers are one of the teams that I would play for. Yeah. So you chalk that all up under, let me play the game to try to get what I want here in San Francisco.
Yeah, try to do that leverage thing.
Okay. What do you think ultimately is going to happen at the wide receiver spot for the Steelers, Mike? Do you think that they're going to get anything, or do you think we're going to roll with what we got?
I think we're going to roll with what we got and look for, as training camp cuts happen, any surprise cuts that happen, look to scoop someone up there. I don't think we're getting Ayuk or Samuels or even Portland Sutton. I don't think we're getting anyone of those guys. If we make a trade, it wouldn't surprise me if it's someone slightly better than Van Jefferson.
That's discouraging.
Yeah. But I think that's just where we're at now.
Speaking of wide receivers, another gentleman that we spoke about briefly earlier, Antonio Brown. He always has something interesting to say on Twitter, X. This week, after the big debate last week, he comes out with a tweet over the weekend. It might have been closer to the debate time, but AB there's a picture of Trump up on his X. In the caption, Mike, was "Nigga of the Year." Antonio Brown, usually the cracker guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Trump isn't a cracker.
Trump's a tangerine.
So according to Antonio Brown,
he goes with that.
He's the nigga of the year, according to Antonio Brown. So there you go. I don't know what to make of it. I just follow.
I can't wait till they study AB's brain. I'm not counting down the days till he dies. Don't put it like that. But I can't wait till they study his brain.
I know. I want to hear all about it. I want details.
Well, I just want him to find out that where he doesn't actually have CTE,
Yeah, and he's
And
just
this
a
is just
fucking
who he
nut.
was. He was
Right.
just a fucking whack job.
I would rather him be a wax job, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too.
I would
He
rather just
did
be a
send
wax
another
job.
thing last night.
What did
I
he say
sent it
last?
like
Oh,
it was referring to Caitlin Clark.
yeah, some chick at some girl or some woman at the basketball game had a crocheted Caitlin Clark
I
doll,
seen the picture, yeah.
and AB, tweeted out like, "Does it have a bush?"
Well, that's the most important question when you have a doll. What what did you
That-
do with the Ken and Barbie dolls when the girls in the family had them at
that's what
playtime?
this is what
You
Derpy
looked to see
sends
if there
me.
was wee wees and pee pees and everything else, didn't you?
This is what Derpy sends
Damn
me.
right you did.
No pertinent information. He sends me this filth.
That big GI Joe with the fuzzy hair. And you looked to see if he had a wiener. I know you did. I did. Everybody did.
I'm gonna say, why are you projecting your actions and thoughts?
Everybody did. Who didn't look to see if that thing had a wiener? Come on.
Oh, you always did. That's what you do. That's what you do.
Are you implying that you're putting a picture up? Is that what's going on over there?
No, I'm not putting the picture up. No.
Oh.
No, I don't even have it saved onto the computer.
Oh, okay. I thought you said this is what Derpy sent me.
No, I'm just saying that's the stuff that he sends me.
He's a nut.
You are a nut, Derpy.
And Mike is very bold.
That is very true. A lot of truth is coming out today.
I know, right? I like how Derpy just says the truth.
I don't know. I got other things. Do we want to go to the Pirates yet? I mean, you want me to go through everything else, or do you want to go to baseball and then back to everything else?
Let's go to everything else and just deal with the freaking
Pittsburgh Penguins, the Sidney Crosby and Eric Carlson named to their team Canada and Team Sweden in the 2025 whatever kind of games. I can't keep up with these games.
Yeah,
and Crosby and Carlson were named to their respective countries' teams. Also,
that's not a shocker.
I know. Also, the Penguins trade for a gentleman named Kevin Hayes over the weekend from the St. Louis Blues. But I think the big trade talk with any kind of relation to the Penguins is what's going to go on with Jake Gensel now, looking like he's signing a 7-year deal with the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, I love Gensel. 7 years, $63 million might be a bit too much for a bit too long. But you know what? Well done. He's deserving that payday.
And not only him, that's really they've really turned into a winning franchise in Tampa Bay. That team, come on, that was before the Florida Panthers. 2 years, it was 3 years in a row with Tampa, and I'm going to be honest. Before that, it was off and on with Tampa. This is just a good hockey team.
Mm-hmm.
I like the addition of Jake Gensel to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I expect them to continue to be competitive moving forward.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting too because Steven Stamkos is a free agent now. I don't think he's re-signing in Tampa. There's rumors that the Penguins should look into him, but that's what we need, another old guy. But you know what? He was like Crosby, averaged 81 points in 79 games last year.
Yeah. Stamkos is still a beast, though.
He is still a beast. The Kevin Hayes thing, like part of his contract, I do like is being covered by the Philadelphia Flyers, so that's always a plus. And we get the 2nd round pick. To me, that's the key right there.
And you're saying he's a bottom 6 guy?
Yeah, he's gonna be a bottom 6.
That's what we have to build. We got to get we got to go younger. I don't know.
Hey, he's at 32. He is a young guy on the roster.
He was at 32, the youngest center on the team.
Yeah, if he plays center, he'll be the youngest center on the team, I believe. This is what
32.
Yeah, I love it. I'm not a big fan of it, but getting that 2nd round pick.
Derpy, how old are you? 27, 20.
Yeah.
Dude, the youngest center on the Penguins team could be 5 years older than Derpy, who's a 27-year-old man.
That's insane.
No.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Like a signing like that or a trade like that, for me, the key is that 2nd round pick. Who are you going to get next year, and how long is it going to take them to come into the major or into the pros, and then how productive they're going to be? That's when you're going to know who won or lost that trade.
Yeah.
Because we give up future considerations.
Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they take the L again. Just not a good year for this Hounds team.
God, no.
What a year to decide to make all those renovations and big time changes to the Highmark Stadium. The Riverhounds, they lose 2-0 to the Las Vegas Lights. And the next game they have a chance to get back at it on Saturday at 7:00. They play Monterey Bay FC Saturday at 7 o'clock. Hopefully they could get back right on track because it's not looking good this year.
No.
And you know what? Maybe last year was a little bit, it got people's hopes too high about this team. Maybe they just got had a really good year, but they are having a very, very hard time living up to that from last year.
Oh, they are. They're 3-8-6.
Yeah.
-8 goal differential. Yeah, it's not looking pretty.
They have such a hard time scoring goals. And this also was on the Pittsburgh Sports Channel. So do check out the Pittsburgh Sports Channel. You got all kind of different cool things going on over there. But yes, the Hounds lose again. Mike, I'm going to jump into the Caitlin Clark thing here for a couple reasons. Now, they lose on Friday or on Thursday night, two games in a row they lost. And then they went back at it yesterday in an afternoon game against the Phoenix Mercury. Now, Fever were down big in this game.
Oh, yeah. Double digits, I believe.
And I remember saying, they're going to lose. They come back and win 88-82, which, okay, that's a cool thing. They are now 8-12. The Mercury are 9-9. But I think the coolest part of this game was the other team houses Brittany Griner and Deanna Taurasi.
Yeah.
Who both played against a inferior Indiana Fever team in the rookie sensation Caitlin Clark. They both do well. They score a lot of points. Caitlin Clark, though, she scored 15. She had 12 assists and 9 rebounds, which is it's an unbelievable game.
Yeah.
Boston, her teammate, she led the team with 17 points. And for the Phoenix Mercury, Brittany Griner puts up 24 points and Deanna Taurasi puts up 19. But I got to say, I can't help think that this is hilarious because, Deanna Taurasi has nothing but shit to say about Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
And they came in and they beat your ass. They took your old ass to school. Deanna Taurasi, the great Deanna Taurasi, who's somehow still alive, let alone in the league. They got their asses handed to them by the Rook.
They did, and they were doing like full court press against Caitlin Clark to get the inbound. One would follow her. They get up to the mid court. They'd switch off, and then someone else would switch off, and they were just everyone was guarding her at every single time. It was hysterical, but.
And I ain't got nothing bad to say about my Brittany Griner. You know what I mean? It's just Deanna Taurasi. I'm glad that they went down and beat her.
Me too. It was Caitlin Clark 1 rebound away from being a triple double, and the rebound she would have had, the ball got stuck in between the rim.
Yes.
Yeah. That was like fate's way of saying, "No, we're not going to give it to you."
So I just rather say Caitlin Clark beat Taurasi.
Yeah,
that's the best way for me to put it out there because that's the case. And again, you would think with 2 of your world-class players that are both going, to the Olympics, or supposed to be anyway.
Yeah.
They take the L to the rookie and some lady named Boston,
Yeah, that game was it was a physical game. And like the Phoenix Mercury, they were out there just trying to bully the Indiana Fever, and they were having none of it. I do like the flagrant foul called against Taurasi. She was cut into the lane. One of the Fever,
such a cooch.
But she moved off. She didn't do that little block.
Yeah.
She took a slight elbow to the stomach, flops down. That's a flagrant foul. I'm like, if you watch any of these games, they can call that flagrant foul every 5 seconds. The way some of they need to the low post, it's insane. Their officials are terrible.
The more the flop gained popularity in basketball, the less I liked the game of basketball. The flop, in my opinion, ruined the game. It ruined the game. It's just a bunch of people acting like something was a lot worse than it was. That doesn't happen in sports. It doesn't. Play, be competitive. The flop, I think, is ridiculous. Caitlin Clark.
If my players do it and it works for my team, hell yeah, it wasn't a flop. They were legitimately hurt.
Caitlin Clark, she in the fewest games, it took her the fewest games to reach 300 points, 300 points, 100 rebounds, and 100 assists. She did it in 19 games, guys. The next person on the list was 22. It took 22 games and 23 games for the next 3 people. Caitlin Clark, the fastest in WNBA history. 300 points, 100 RBIs, 100 assists. She did it in 19 games.
100 RBIs.
Yeah, rebounds. But come on, the hype is real.
It is.
I mean, convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
I again, 300 points, 100 rebounds, and 100 assists in 19 games. Never done before
Yeah.
in the WNBA.
Yeah.
In 19 games. Also, scoring more points than anybody in college basketball ever done before.
Yeah.
The hype is real.
It is real, and my God, you build around her in Boston, build around those two.
And if
You have a
beating
core right there.
Griner and Taurasi, who came out with respectively 24 and 19 points, the hype is real. This team should not have won this game. This team was down double digits. This game with these all-stars, these all-time players, should have been over way before it was. But the hype is real, guys.
It is. And my God, like I keep saying it, we keep saying it, if they're smart, market her, and then
I can't believe it's
and
even in
then market
question.
everyone else around her too. Like, yeah, my God, they're playing another team, hype up their stars along with her. Draw
It's
that
unbelievable, Mike. This is even still a question.
Mhm.
You take her and you put her right at the top of your list.
Yeah.
What you're going to do in everything, because again, she's your golden goose.
Yeah.
I knew the turnover messages would start coming.
Oh yeah.
But let me address Bryan here. He has 112 turnovers in 20 games. The record for 40 games is 137. Well, we still have time. We have 20 games. Maybe there will be some turns. But the only thing that I can tell you that is fact is she got to 300 points, 100 rebounds, and 100 assists faster than anybody ever in the history of the WNBA.
Yeah.
And if you watched the game yesterday, as Mike said, she is the player that's being covered like with a wet rag. Nobody else is getting defense like she is in this league. And people are trying to prove a point. And guess what? It keeps failing, with the exception of these turnovers. You could always chalk that up as the rookie thing. But everything else she's bringing to the table, guys, the hype is real.
Yeah, didn't Troy Aikman have more interceptions than touchdowns his rookie year? Same thing with Peyton Manning.
Didn't the Hall of Famer Terry Bradshaw throw more interceptions, or just about as many interceptions as touchdowns in his career?
112 and 112, somewhere around there. And two, you watch a lot of these turnovers that are credited to her, our teammates not being able to receive.
That is one thing I do want to say in response to that. Go watch a lot of these turnovers. They are just girls can't catch the basketball. I seen a highlight yesterday. It was about 20 different turnovers, and that would be 20 out of your 112. I'm sure there's many more, but and these girls just can't catch. They can't catch.
And no rookie is perfect in everything.
Right.
You know what?
And I'll go ahead.
I was gonna say, once again, going over to Sidney Crosby, his rookie year, he was terrible in faceoffs.
Remember how terrible
Guess what he did in his,
like, do you remember how terrible Marc-Andre Fleury was early on?
Oh yeah, he was a god awful, and
he was scary.
Second all time in wins now. So
he was scary. He would go out and chase the puck out to the board.
Yeah.
Then he would pass it right in front of the net while he was still out at the board. And guess what he became? The second best goalie in the history of the game. So again, going by early signs,
Jordan wasn't perfect in his rookie year. Neither was Kobe, LeBron, Kareem, Shaq. So, but you know what? She's the only one who gets criticized for every.
Well, you know what she did. She led the way. This team did upset a good Mercury team. She is the first quickest player in WNBA history to achieve that points, rebounds, assists, and she has scored more points than anybody, male or female, in college. I'm staying on the train. I'm staying on the train, and I don't disagree, Brian. I mean, numbers are numbers, and you are correct. But I think that she's the real deal. Keep following, and I think people will keep following. And you know what? It's a Caitlin Clark world. We all just live in it.
Yes, we do.
The Fever, they do play the Las Vegas Aces next. That game is tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. out west. Sure, most people will be watching it, as they have been so far. It's been a lot of fun with the women's basketball, but I got to tell you, I watched the football game over the weekend, the Passion. These chicks are they're about it. You know what I'm saying? If you watch this Pittsburgh Passion team, these chicks are rough. They're tough. They're in the right mindset. And you know what? If I was a gambling man, I would put my money on this Pittsburgh Passion team to go all the way. They are that good. They are that impressive. And none of these teams could even stand in the same place as they do. Boston next Saturday, 2 Saturdays from now. I'm sorry, but that's when it'll all go down. Guys, I got one more piece of football scoop, then we will jump into the Pirates here. Of course, they've had an interesting weekend, to say the least. Here's one more piece of information from the NFL. former quarterback from the Raiders, Jamarcus Russell, is out as a high school head coach because he was accused of stealing donations to the school and the high school football team of where he was coaching. Again, Jamarcus Russell fired from his high school coaching job because he stole donations that were to go to the team.
Didn't he have like a $60 million contract? I understand, taxes and agent fees, but my God, you probably left over with, a good 25-30 mil.
Yes.
Come on, Jamarcus. Stealing from kids. Get the hell out of here.
What a story that he turned into. LSU, he was top of the world. Was he the number one pick that year?
He was the number one overall pick and just flamed out.
Guys, let's talk some baseball. The Pirates haven't been swept since April 29th to May 1st. It was a series against the Oakland A's, in a series that we hoped back then that we could gain some ground. This team gets swept. That is the last time this team gets swept. It was in trouble this weekend, looking like they were going to get swept one more time. They play the Braves 3 games over the weekend. I'm going to kind of summarize, but there are some important numbers I think we do have to talk about. Friday night, they lose to the Braves 6-1. This game really didn't, in my opinion, they didn't stand a chance. It was a typical Braves Pirates game in Atlanta that I thought you were certainly going to at least get one of in this particular series. In that game, the Braves out hit them 10-6, not that bad. Martin Perez makes his comeback. Martin Perez goes 4 innings, gives up 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. And then Jeffries comes in to spell him. He gets 3 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. And then Holderman comes in to wrap it up. He gives up no hits, no earned runs. He had 1 walk, 1 K in 1 inning. Pirates lose Friday night in a game that, as I said, I didn't think they ever had a chance of winning. And after, let's get some of the hits in this game. Brian Hayes, Brian Hayes, Brian is right on the board. It was against Charlie Morton, no less.
Yep, Morton, yeah.
And a funny quick story about Charlie Morton. When my youngest son was about to be born, and we were trying to come up with a name, we had everybody write down their names of interest where they thought that he should have been.
Yeah.
And my middle son wrote down on the paper Charlie Morton. He wanted his little brother to be named Charlie Morton. He loved baseball. He was a Pirates fan at the time, and Charlie Morton was the name. And of course, we didn't go with Charlie Morton, but always a fun story.
That's a good one.
Brian Hayes goes 2 for 4. He has 1 RBI in this game, Mike, where the Pirates only scored 1 run. Connor Joe, he scored the run. He was 1 for 1 in this game. Kutch, Gonzalez, and Bryan Reynolds all managed to have 1 hit in this game. And that at that point, Bryan Reynolds did reach 24 games in his hitting streak. So as of Friday night, when Friday night capped off, Bryan Reynolds was sitting at 24 games, still yet to not have 1 game in June where he didn't hit safely. Let's move to Saturday. Saturday was the game that I found most intriguing. It was a 1-0 Braves lead till the late innings. Somebody hit a home run. I don't remember what happened. So no, it wasn't what happened. Oliveras, he had a couple of RBIs. Taylor scored the run, and the Pirates tied it up 1-1. Game goes to extra innings. Pirates pretty much go through all their resources to even get to that point. They go through all their back end bullpen in the late innings. So when you're in the extra innings, you're going to get a bunch of garbage pitchers, and that's exactly what happened. First off, let me go back a little bit. Pirates, this was a Seknes start, which I do have my mustache shirt on here for the Seknes game. Mike Seknes had a great game. He got out of many jams, actually.
Yeah.
He was in bases loaded situations with 1 out, and he managed to get out of that. And similar innings after. Seknes goes 6 innings, gives up 6 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. His relievers gave up no hits all the way until the 10th inning. Majinski, Holderman, Chapman, again, that's them spending up their resources. They go through the next 3 innings, 7, 8, 9. They give up 0 hits, 0 earned runs, with only 1 walk given up by Chapman and 1 K by Holderman, 2 Ks by Chapman, which that second K put Aroldis Chapman as the all-time strikeout leader by a left-handed reliever in the history of the game, passing Billy Wagner 1,197 times. Aroldis Chapman strikes somebody out. So that was cool. So we're celebrating. We got good things going on.
We were happy. We were
happy. Chapman, you get through these late innings with the against the Braves. Goes to the 11th inning, and Kyle Nicholas comes in to save the day with no hits or no innings pitched.
Mm-hmm.
1 hit he gives up. Of course, the guy scores from second base because he also had no earned runs, no walks, no Ks. But this shouldn't have ended this way, Mike. It
should not.
A half of an inning earlier, the Pirates in the same position. They had a runner on second base because that's what they do now in the majors. Olivares comes in to score, top of the 10th inning, and he slides like a cannonball.
Yeah.
Well, initially the play was called safe at the plate, and the Pirates were given the run 2-1. Let's wrap this up, guys. No, they replay it. The Braves want to look at it again. They replay it, and they find that he is out, which is okay. That's a baseball play. I'm cool with that. But as a Pirate fan, let's look at what's going on. Olivares slides with his legs, clearing it up by his hips.
Yeah.
Like if you would see, imagine Sonic the Hedgehog when he starts to run real fast and then he turns into a ball, starts spinning.
Yeah.
That's what he slid like. He was a ball. He did. If he would have extended his legs like any normal person with legs sliding into a base, he was safe. He slides with his legs tucked under his ass, basically. He takes about 2.5 feet off of his slide. The guy tags him, and he's out. And then the Braves, they scored in the next half inning. Wraps up the game. Paul Skeens' quality start. He doesn't get the L, which is a plus. Both teams get 7 hits in this game. It was a close game. 10 innings, 2-1 final score. Both teams get 7 hits. Paul Skeens has a great game. Chapman, again, the all-time leader by left-handed. So it was a good game. I felt encouraged after this game. A little pissed because of the way that Olivares slid. Nonetheless, encouraged. That takes us to please.
I would say like Paul Skeens, it wasn't his best outing, but my God, it was still a damn good outing.
And against that Braves team in Atlanta, I'll take it.
And if that's a Paul Skeens off day, look the F out.
And finally, that takes us to yesterday, guys. Yesterday we had the Pirates and the Braves game 3 out of 3. Both teams 6 hits. So both teams 6 hits Sunday. Both teams 7 hits Saturday, and the Braves out hit the Pirates 10-6 on Friday. Not that bad of a weekend, guys. So let's go. We're down 2-0. As I say it wasn't a bad weekend. We're down 2-0. But again, I did mention that we haven't been swept since the beginning of May. May 1st was the last time. The Pirates take on the Braves, guys. The Pirates win with a Bailey Falter start yesterday. Falter goes 5 innings, gives up 2 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 5 Ks. Again, we see Nicholas making an appearance. He comes in, throws 2 innings, only gives up 1 hit, no earned runs, no Ks, and 3 strikeouts. Majinski comes in, throws an inning, 1 hit, no runs, has a strikeout in Chapman. He comes in also for an inning, gives up 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, no strikeouts. The Pirates do win this game. They win 4-2 to prevent the sweep, which is all I hoped for. I just hope that this team didn't get swept in Atlanta. Yeah, that was my hope.
I was happy with 1 out of 2. That means we so far the series is tied this year.
Right. That. Pirates are now 40-43, 83 games into the season. We have 79 games left. So technically we're halfway through, just over the halfway point. Yeah. The Pirates are 40-43. The Braves dropped to 46-36. I think the important games for the Pirates are coming up next. These next 7 starting tomorrow. You have a series with the Cardinals, who are directly in front of us by a few games. And then after that, we have the Mets for 4. It's really weird the way it plays out, Mike. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is the Cardinals. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, breaking into a new week, is a very peculiar way to schedule it, but that is the case. It's Tuesday through Thursday for the Cards, Friday through Monday for the Mets. And then we go back on the road for a few games, and then it'll be the All-Star break. Mike, let me give you the breakdown on what the division looks like right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Up top, the Milwaukee Brewers, of course, they are going to Colorado. That series starts today. The St. Louis Cardinals, second place, 6.5 games out. They are going to Pittsburgh. Of course, that game starts tomorrow. Our Pirates are 9.5 out in third place, 3 games out of the wild card spot. Cincinnati and Chicago in last fourth and fifth place. Cincinnati is 11 games out. The Yankees, they go to play the Yankees. I like that. And then also the Chicago Cubs, 11.5 out. Mike and Derpy, they are at home against the Philadelphia Phillies starting for this weekend series, or the new week series, I'm sorry. So, I mean, that's pretty good competition with the exception of Milwaukee playing Colorado.
Yeah.
However, that's the team I'm really not worried about in the division. I'm not worried about Milwaukee right now. We got to beat the other 4 teams. So,
Yeah.
or the other 3 teams, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I like their competition. St. Louis got us. Cincinnati got the Yankees. Chicago got the Phillies. I like it.
You know, it's time to rebound. Put that Atlanta series behind them.
Absolutely. The first series,
focus,
it's
first series, like you said, the first one they lost in a while. You know, it's at Atlanta. We struggle down there. We struggle against Atlanta. You know, they're in the wild card spot. We're hunting them out. Would have been nice to take 2 out of 1, but you know, I'll take the 1 out of 2. Split the season series. The only thing that's concerning is the lack of offensive output and the basic, you know, baseball fundamentals, again, not being able to do anything correctly, like you not knowing how to slide correctly. You know, these things that just rear their ugly head with this team.
That win's a win. You get that win. That guy's leg is stretched out as opposed to rolling like a bowling ball across home plate. A win is a win. You're then sitting at 41 and 42.
Yeah. But, you know, what a then you win the next day. That puts you 1 game closer to that wild card spot.
Absolutely.
So,
and you know the Braves. Absolutely.
This team has 0 margin of error. So stuff like that just compounds.
A couple other things that did go down during the this last game, like the win. No, Cruz goes 2 for 3. He gets a run, a walk, 2 RBIs, and he tanks the ball. He gets a home run. Rowdy Tellez, 1 for 4 with a run, 2 RBIs. He tanks a home run yesterday. Olivares has a hit with a run. Nick Gonzalez goes 2 for 4, actually. Jack Wilson has 1 run, and yesterday was the day that Bryan Reynolds does not get a hit. The first time in the month of June this year, the very last day in June. If he could have just had 1 more hit, that would have been the whole month of June. He would have hit safe, but he did not. His hitting streak ends 25 games. That's pretty impressive. Come on. As much as I complain about Reynolds when he's not doing what I expect him to, I got to give him his props when he does. Bryan Reynolds, 25-game hitting streak. Good for him.
Good job. But, you know, his batting average is still 275. It's just frustrating.
A few more things, Mike, and then we are going to start getting ready to wrap things up. The Cruz, he hit the longest home run in PNC Park this year. He's also hit the longest home run in the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. There is a list of guys around the league who's hit the farthest home runs in every single park. A lot of them are Ohtani. A lot of them are Aaron Judge. But down there in that list as well, O'Neal Cruz fits in a couple of these spots because when he does hit it, he hits that ball far. And he did do that again yesterday in the game against Atlanta. Next series, as we mentioned, is going to be against the Cardinals. The Cardinals, Mike, are coming to town with a 43-40 record. The Pirates are 40-43. What a good time to get a 3-game set against them.
Pull something out, boys.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting. I'll get to why in a second. This is game 1 of 3. This will be tomorrow at 6:40. They are off today. A little travel day. Your probables for the game tomorrow are going to be Kyle Gibson, who's 5-3. He has a 370 and 77 strikeouts. Okay. He's going to be going up against Mitch Keller, who's 9-4. That's right, 9-4. He can get the double digits if we could get this win tomorrow for him. He comes in with a 9-4 record, of 3.20 ERA, 91 strikeouts on the season. The rest of the series looks like this. Before the Mets come to town, they got Mike Nicholas. He's going up against Jared Jones on Wednesday. So Jared Jones is back out there. And then on Thursday, Mike, Andre Palante, he is going up against Martin Perez. I think give a couple starts. I think Martin Perez is going to get back on track. Not doing amazing. He comes with like a 1-4 record, but got to remember he was injured a lot of the season, and he was doing good at the back end of the rotation early on. So we get 2 out of 3 out of St. Louis at home. We get the Mets come to town for 4. Again, guys, 83 games in, 79 games left. So we got some time. We got a little time, and we're not too far out of what we are capable of being involved with, which would be the wild card spots.
But another thing, it's kind of reading quotes from the GM. It doesn't sound like they're going to add any bats to the lineup or anyone to the lineup via trades. He's saying stuff along the lines of, we got guys on here that just need to produce.
The fact that they haven't produced in the first 3 months of the season don't tell you that they're not going to produce.
Well, hey, you know what? They were patient with Brady Tillett, and he's had a good month. So
well, if we do that, we might get a good month out of another player at another particular time in the season. And that's I wait till after the All-Star break for this conversation. You got to wait till I think it's right around July 20 something. That's when they start the buyers and sellers start making their moves. So I'm going to wait till then to see what's going to go down with that. But Mike, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about the website?
The 2dumyinzers.com over there. And we got our merchandise store. We got the links to mine, Ryan's social media accounts. Got the blog up there. Got a new blog post up recapping some of the stuff we talked about today and stuff that happened over the weekend. So go check it out. The 2dumyinzers.com.
All right. Good job. Guys, we get the trivia of the day. I'm going to go a different direction to keep it interesting. Derpy, you alive? He must have went to get his toaster strudel.
He must
yep. I'm here.
Okay, there he is. Remember he used to do that. Remember he used to go run and get breakfast while we were on the show.
Yeah.
We'd come back. Where the hell were you? I was cooking breakfast. But Derpy, he's back. Guys, this one I'm gonna mix it up a little bit today. This is an NBA trivia question. Put on your thinking caps on the board. Play along as well. Here we go. Over the last 6 seasons, how many NBA MVP winners were American born? Over the past 6 seasons, how many NBA MVPs were American born? Take a moment to think about that, guys. We are live. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brand new shows we do live every single day. We upload over on Spotify the same day in podcast form. You could always, if you just missed this show, or if you rather just listen, maybe you're in the car, maybe you're at the gym, you could always put earbuds in. Whatever you want to do, it will always be available in podcast form over on Spotify. Check it out. All right, guys. So the question of the day is this. It's an NBA question. Over the last 6 seasons, how many NBA MVP winners were American-born players? You know, there's got to be something to this because wouldn't ask the question if there wasn't. Mike, I'm going to start with you. Over the last 6 seasons, how many NBA MVP winners were American-born? 6 seasons. 6. The number is going to equate to 6.
Yeah. I know it's low. Very, very low.
Okay.
I'm stuck between 0 and 1, so let me go with
think out loud. Let's thought process. Okay, it's between 0 and 1. Okay, and you're gonna go with 0?
I'm gonna go with 0.
All right, interesting. Good answer.
Yeah.
Derpy.
Just guess.
Derpy. Over the last 6 seasons, how many NBA MVP winners were American born? Mike says 0. I think that's a very odd answer, but that's his answer. How many, Derpy, in the last 6 seasons, NBA MVP winners were American born?
I'm gonna go 1.
1. Very interesting. I'll give the board 1 second here. Question one more time is, over the last 6 seasons, how many NBA MVP winners were American born? Brian on the board also says 0. So Mike says 0. Brian says 0. Derpy says 1. The answer, guys, of course, the last 6 seasons, 0 American-born NBA MVP winners. Giannis had 2, Joker had 3, Embiid had 1. It's been quite some time. What's the deal?
All the good players.
Isn't this our sport? Is this the same thing as the NHL with the Canadian teams can't win a Stanley Cup?
Yeah, man. All the good players are coming from Europe now.
I mean, is this that version? Is that what's going on? I mean,
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, they start playing pro ball at like 16.
I thought we had the king. I thought we had the great players. What's going on? Come on.
Hey.
6 straight years.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It
so there
is.
you go, everybody. Not a American-born NBA player has been the MVP for the last 6 years. That surprised me. I was like, I got to use this. I have to use this.
Yeah. Like I couldn't remember where like Embiid was the only one who almost got me. I was like, does he just have a foreign sounding last name? Was he born in the US? Yeah, that was the only one that was tricking me up there.
Mike, as he did say, www. You did do the website, right?
Yeah.
www.the2dumyinzers.com. Go check it out. A lot of cool things over there. Mike always working on it and looking great. So, Mike, anything before we start getting ready to wrap it up? For 569, episode 569.
Yeah. Penguin fans, your tears of us not signing Gensel to a $9 million a year contract. You're keeping me hydrated because you have no idea how to build a team. You guys wanted to keep Letang, you guys wanted to keep Malkin, you guys wanted to get Carlson, and you want to keep Gensel. Who the hell else is going to play? You're going to have like 6 guys on the ice.
Well, something's got to give. This team has been not as good as it's been in many, many, many years. The past couple seasons, we'd like to see some kind of improve.
You can't keep everyone.
And the fact of the matter is, you're going to have to get rid of a lot of people to make the team better.
Yeah.
So at some point, that's going to have to happen. But until that happens, Mike, they're going to sell these names. I think they are.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't come down to fans.
Yeah.
I think this is a business. I think they say, you know what? What if we sell these guys? What if we get rid of these guys, bring somebody else in, and we're still not any good?
Yeah.
Sell these guys' names until the shirts wear off their backs. That's what I think the strategy is going to be, and that's what I think you're going to see until these guys exit the league. I don't know. Derpy, anything before we get ready to take off?
Yeah.
All right.
Mike, make sure you put some Hawk 2 on your baldness.
Put a little Hawk 2 on that baldness. I like that. Good Derpy. Good for you.
He workshopped that one all weekend.
That's all right.
That's all right.
That's all right, buddy. My thing is this. It's furry week. Hopefully we get our offensive production here. The furry convention, biggest convention for the furries in the United States. It is this week. Andrew McCutcheon usually sets fire when the furries are in full swing in Pittsburgh. The furries are here. On top of that, it is cold. I went outside yesterday. It was cold. 2 nights ago at the fireworks, I couldn't stop sweating. Yesterday I went out. It was cold outside. Number 3 on my list is this. If you're doing fireworks, be careful. You don't want to be like who's the guy from the Giants?
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Jason Pierre-Paul. You don't want to be like Jason Pierre-Paul, believe me.
Oh, today is Bobby Bonilla Day, so happy Bobby
Bo Day.
That's
right, Bobby Bo
everyone
Day.
who celebrates Bobby
How many more years on that, Mike?
I'm not sure.
It's got to be getting down there.
It's
but
getting close, man. But $1 million a year, that is just great.
Best deal ever.
I love it. I love it.
But I got to say, this cold, it really threw me off, man.
Me too. I walked outside yesterday too. I was outside earlier and it was like hot, and then my kid wanted some food, so we door dashed. I walked outside. I'm like, oh my god, it's freezing.
It was yeah. I was surprised. I mean, I knew we were getting a little bit, but I did. Geez, oh man, I didn't know it was gonna be like that.
Yeah.
But again, people, please be careful with the fireworks. I do know that people are gonna be doing it this week, and I'm not gonna be touching them, but people will, and you don't want to be like Jason Pierre-Paul. Believe me. We do want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out, checking us out this morning. We want to thank everybody on the board. We certainly wouldn't do it without you. Everybody on the board, you always help keep things interested. interesting. I do say thank you to everybody. Again, Mike, Derpy, anything before we roll?
I
Speak
got
now.
nothing.
Derpy, anything
Uh,
else? Any more cheeky
college football
comments?
month. College football video game month.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Ooh, this is
Countdown.
college. And one more thing I did miss, guys. Henry Davis was playing in the Altoona Curve, making his rehab from his concussion over the past couple days. So if you do see the Altoona Curve on your television screen, they have been playing those games, and you get a chance to check out Henry Davis. Hopefully, he'll be working his way back up soon. Joey Bart was back in the lineup yesterday, so things are starting to look better at catcher for the Pirates. Guys, is that it?
That's it.
All right, Derpy for Mike in the Steelers Central mobile studio, myself, the two Dum Yinzers. Everybody have a great day. Again, Pirates are off tonight. If you're out doing fireworks, be careful. We'll be back tomorrow at our usual time to do it all over again. Everybody, have a great day.